Hello and welcome to this presentation about our new Key Stage 3 Reporting and Assessment system at Southgate School. I'm James Broadwell, I'm Deputy Head Teacher and I'll be talking through this presentation. The aim of the presentation today is to talk you through our new Key Stage 3 Assessment and Reporting system. Hopefully by the end of this presentation you'll have a clearer understanding about our new system and be able to read your child's report more effectively. We're pleased to be sending you your child's new academic report from Southgate School. The guidance from the DfE states that pupil progress and achievement should be communicated in terms of descriptive profiles rather than numerical summaries. And that is one of the reasons we've moved away from our old reporting system onto this new reporting system that uses thresholds rather than numbers. When viewing your child's report, you should see that your child has been allocated to one of 4 different thresholds. The thresholds we are using are advanced, higher, intermediate and foundation thresholds. Each individual subject provides descriptors of expected work for each threshold. These are on our website and they're called assessment maps. I'll be talking through those in a few moments' time. Assigned thresholds are reviewed each year. So if you believe your child should have been assigned to a higher threshold, rest assured that these are reviewed. If, for example, your child is in an intermediate threshold and receives progress reports stating they're exceeding those expectations throughout the academic year, then next year your child would be moved to a higher threshold. Next, I'd like to talk through our subject threshold descriptors. We've placed our descriptors onto assessment maps. The assessment maps describe the knowledge and skills that students will have demonstrated in their assessments. Assessment maps for each subject are displayed on our website. You can find the assessment maps under the tab School Life on the main page. This slide shows exactly where those assessment maps can be found. If you hover over School Life and click, you'll see the drop-down menu appear. And then you just have to select the year group that you're interested in. For example, for Year 8, click on Year 8 Assessment Maps. That then provides you with an opportunity to click on an individual subject and download their assessment map. I'll show you an example on the next slide. So here we have an example of an assessment map from our geography department. What you can see are descriptors of the work that the department would expect from students on each threshold. For example, at the top you can see advanced students will have demonstrated they can assess and thoroughly explain. If we look at our intermediate student description, intermediate students will have demonstrated that they can describe. You can also use this assessment map to see what it is your child would need to do in order to reach the higher threshold. For example, if your student has been graded as a higher threshold, we can see in order to get to advanced, they need to assess and thoroughly and coherently explain impacts in order to achieve the advanced threshold. When looking at your child's report, it's important to look at the progress column. This is where we indicate whether your child is exceeding the expected levels for that threshold, meeting the expected standard for that threshold, or working towards the expected standard for that threshold in that individual subject. Please be aware that we have aspirational expectations for all our students. So if you see on your child's report that they are meeting expectations, they are on track to make the progress necessary to achieve aspirational target grades. Please do not see meeting as a negative statement. The standards are set for each threshold are intentionally high. Thresholds are reviewed at the end of each academic year. So if your child is exceeding threshold expectations throughout the year, you can expect them to be assigned a new threshold for next academic year. I would like to talk about the attitude to learning section. Here we have 4 different descriptors: excellent, good, inconsistent, or poor. Teachers have used the descriptions attached to each of those statements to assign the attitude to learning grade that they feel best describes your child's attitude to learning in their classroom. Well, I do hope you found this information and presentation useful. If you do have any concerns, please contact the form tutor or the specific subject teacher if your concern is about a specific subject. If your concern is more general and based across a large number of subjects, then please do contact the head of year, whose details you can see on the slide. So that's all from me. I'm Mr. Broadwell, and I hope you find your child's report useful. Thank you for your time, and I wish you and your child every success.